Let's go live with one of my favourite people on here, a board certified dermatologist who is a total star over in America, and if you don't follow her, you need to. Her name is Dr. Ranella Hirsch, and she does the best myth busting on here. She is a laser specialist, a skin health specialist, a skin product specialist. She's just wonderful. I really, really, really love following her on here. And she does really great myth-busting little sort of sound bites that you can dip into that I suspect she shares on TikTok as well, but I'm not on TikTok, so I'm not the person to ask. Let's invite her in. There she is. Just straight through to Cambridge, Massachusetts to chat to her. It's 12 o'clock there, and she's in the middle of clinic. Hello!
Hello! I'm not in the middle of clinic. I'm just back off of a long bit of travels.
Well, last time we were supposed to meet up, I suspect you were stuck in Istanbul.
Istanbul, doesn't that sound romantic? Like I'm having a Casablanca moment. Yeah, so just me and my, 7 gorgeous men. No, it was just a lot of heat and bad airline planning and such. But as it were, I'm just actually back from, so I'm, when you made your announcement of our live, the floodgates opened because I have actually not been on social media for a bit, and the most lovely messages of just, I thought you were dead. No, just been very hard at work on a couple of different things, and traveling and meeting some colleagues and things has been a part of that. So I've just been intensely on the road for a while.
I'm one of those people that likes to live vicariously through people traveling. I'm not one of those people that has FOMO. I just think that's wonderful. Post more. And I can tell by the people coming in here, like Jordan Samuel and Mo Skin, that you are very, very highly respected. And I was saying here, you're one of my favorite people to follow on Instagram. And I would love you to post more, but I understand that you put your patients first, because I just love your soundbite myth busting. And I suspect I'm not on TikTok. Do you share them on TikTok as well?
I should.
Oh, right. I should, but I don't.
Yeah, no, it just a couple of different projects. One sort of came across very quickly, and then one that I've had on the back burner for some years. Both sort of took off at exactly the same time, about 10, 11 months ago. And, in addition to a practice and, the actual children I birthed and I'm legally responsible for, it's a pretty full plate. So I'm really thrilled because we've been able to make a lot of steps forward with the 2 unrelated projects, but hopefully at some point you'll hear about them there. I continue to work very hard because I really want to try and keep expanding the space. I think there's so many things in the space that go just beyond seeing a dermatologist or just doing skincare. And I think the more that uniquely we can bring to it to expand the space, the better.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because I feel like social media is such an important, especially for people like you who are mythbusters and truth tellers, it's such an important space, but it can swallow up your whole life, and then you forget that you actually have a proper job.
Yeah, I mean, when I see the what do you call it, when I see the impact it can have, it's got the up and the down to it. The up is the ability to educate so many people in a short window. The down, I think, is something I'm grateful to people like you for, is understanding that not everything is a 3-second soundbite. I mean, a lot of things really do require that bit of nuance, that bit of depth, and it's challenging because you can't always get in there with it. In life, I don't do anything simply. I'm just a difficult person. I was a difficult birth. I'm a difficult person. All of these wonderful things.
Well, I love you. I love following you.
Very nice.
I think you're amazing. And I remember asking you originally to do this probably about 2 years ago, and you were horrified at the thought. And I was like, no, don't feel self-conscious. Those in the know love you. And I can tell by the people following you here and joining live, and the people that then slid into my DMs to say how amazing you were, that you have a hardcore audience of very important people.
They are just
now
the nicest people, I must say.
I agree.
Nicest people.
Yeah. Although, I don't know, cross them and start promoting clean beauty. I think you'll find another side to them.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been very blessed because I've heard and been told so many things about social media, which I've assiduously spent my entire career and life avoiding. If I'm at a restaurant and you're taking pictures of your food, I will be giving you dirty looks for the next 35 minutes. Eat it. You know, this phenomenon now where you go to a concert and all you're watching are a bunch of people taping the concerts as opposed to, you know, I don't know, sitting there and enjoying the music. So yes, I think I'm just an old, you know, fuddy-dud. And I'm not actually that old.
No, I was
very
going to say you're a
antiquated with some of
young
this
person,
stuff.
probably with an old soul, which is
Oh,
why
well,
I
that's
like
a
you so much.
compliment.
I am
That is a compliment.
I'm a genuinely old person. So for me, social media is not my natural place. I've been a journalist for the better part of 32 years. And I love long form content. And I agree that Instagram, because of the rise of TikTok, is trying to kill long form content. But I feel like my audience love it. Hence the fact they're so excited to have you here. So this is 10 out of 10. It doesn't have to be 10 products. I'm sure you've got them all with you.
So I should
Dive
probably
straight
disclose. Let me just disclose here for a brief moment, because I should probably warn you about what's about to happen. So my staff is brilliant. And when I was starting to grab a few favorites off the shelves, they sort of looked at me and made the point that in practice, I almost never will say to someone, here, use this. It really works more, obviously therapeutics, yes, because that's kind of what they're paying me the big money to do. But, you know, when it comes to skincare, it's really about finding categories, finding things that could work for you. And then it's really here's the things that I want you to look for. Now go find the ones that you love. So you're much more likely to leave my office with a baggie of 8 or 9 samples, all of which are Ranella approved. But now you go. And remember that skincare, yes, there's a hygienic component, of course there's a health component. We often lose sight of like the fact that it's just supposed to be pleasurable and enjoyable. And part of what I think we'll hit on today is I frequently trick people into skincare just by getting them to love it. And that's really a big part of it. And just meeting people where they are at in terms of what their desires are for skincare and what have you. So, you know, I've got lots of people who just aren't going to do well with, you know, a lot of steps. Okay, I've got a lot of people where a good scent will get them. I've got a lot of people where making it easier to put on makeup, and that goes along. So anyway, the reason I make this point, she says, maybe realizing we've gone too far, I've got 6 of these bins for each category. So this is cleansers, babe. I've got cleansers, I've got extras, I've got SPF, I've got retinoids, I've got hydration. So I don't know what we'll get to. Jump in and tell me. I'll give you whatever I want, and I can just, but the idea was I am just going to show you things I recommend for different things. A few of my favorites are thrown about here, and just a few tips and tricks I give along the way. I'm sure you'll run out of time. I may have started with the fact that I'm a complicated and difficult human being. I like to deliver on that promise. And that's basically it. Should we start with cleansing? Because that seems like,
go for it.
All right. Skincare foreplay. Cleansing. Here we go. So,
skincare foreplay.
Oh, that's like an original Ranellism. So, I mean, I love cleansing because both I'm just, you know, the ultimate like nerd of skincare, and also just that it really is this beautiful hybrid of, right, like skincare and elegance and the enjoyment of the experience, but it's also the science, right? Like ultimately it's about health, it's about cleaning stuff off. And, you know, it's such a gateway drug into skincare. If you can get someone to, so to me, cleansing is really important. I really like the idea of an enjoyable experience because it's very hard to just cleanse and then stop. So if I can get you into my lair with an enjoyable cleansing experience, very great things, you know, can happen. So I'll start with some of my favorites and my basics. I recommend to people who just want something generic. I'm sorry, your people know this, but cleansing is really important because you're trying to remove the kind of the day, the sunscreen, the product, whatever you're wearing. If we just put water on our face, that won't remove those things that are not what we call water soluble. So that's where the entirety of 2-step cleansing, or, you know, the different kinds of cleansing. For general all-purpose cleansing, I think my 3 go-tos, the number one that every dermatologist has loved forever and a day is plain old, unsexy, but does the job, 8 ounces, $9, Vanicream. I have now been able to find it almost globally. A couple places I haven't looked, but it's fantastic. It does it really, really well. If you want to get a little more sexy, you know, you can't really beat your Lipikar, good quality stuff. And a more recent player in the game that I love also is Aveeno. I'm specific to the Common Restore has feverfew, really well done feverfew. Their process is really elegant. This is one of those examples where when people tell me you have to spend a lot of money on product, I like to just sort of wig this out and similar.
Love that.
If you're trying to take off makeup, another option, if you're not someone who likes an oil-based product, micellar water. Oh, I should also warn you, since I've been traveling, these piles have gotten bigger in the last 3 months because, you know, you can get stuff outside of the US. Wonderful stuff, does a great job of taking off makeup, breaking it down, and then you can follow up with any of the ones we just mentioned. If you want to get a little sexier with cleansing, I have a certain soft spot. Again, my gateway product that I have all the time. I actually really like this brand. I shouldn't even say brand, this product in particular. I find a lot of the Balm cleansers to be very greasy. I don't personally like them, and that's from someone with super dry skin. I really like this one. And they have 2 limited edition, apple and cherry. They are intoxicating to me. I put this on, I'm committed for the night of doing skincare, no matter how tired I am. So I really, really like this. It is not cheapy, cheap. It's probably a little bit more like, it's like 25 American for this bottle, but this lasts me a while.
That was my gateway drug into balm cleansers.
Isn't it just,
love it.
I mean, someone sent me one, and I mean, it was the Versed one, and everyone was like, it was wonderful. I thought it was Vicks Vapor Rub. It sounded horrific. I just absolutely hated it. So, you know, this to me is a good one. If you want to get a little bit,
green one originally,
I
you know, the classic green.
Like the green one, and then I went to this, and this was like, you know, just like a major promotion.
How'd you sweet apple?
Sweet apple. But here's another one that I also just happened to. This is like a Ranella personal favorite. It's, if you're going by price, this is not inexpensive. It's like $35, although I find it lasts me until the end of time. This is the Youth to the People Kale and green tea spinach vitamins. Do I have a great deal of belief in all of the claims made? But it lathers in the nicest, gentlest way. It smells like, this may not sound appealing, but I hope somebody will get it, like almost like fresh spinach when you take it out of the garden and cut it. It is just this really lovely, very earthy kind of smell in a good way. And I just happen to love this. My last favorite, if you're going to splurge, because it just is wonderful. I just tried it for the first time. I have a new bottle here in the office. I have one open at home. It really is nice. It's Sophie's cleanser. So this is also, it's a little bit more not horrific. So this is about 4 ounces. This is about $35. Again, lasts until forever. For people with super dry skin. Sorry, Sophie Pavitt is this fantastic esthetician in New York.
Okay.
And I run frightened from some estheticians who decide, you know, there are some geniuses like Jordan Samuel and Sophie, but there are others. And let us leave it at that. This is a beautiful product. This really does a very nice job of almost like a hybrid. It will take off makeup, but it also leaves you really, really sort of just nice and juicy. So I will often have this be what I use in the evening. So this is just another kind of Ranella personal favorite because it happens to be lovely. The one that I don't have here, which I'm trying to think, no, I think this is enough. I got plenty. I mean, I could really keep you here all month. What else should we do? Okay. Are we plowing? Because I can probably get through all this.
We're plowing, but
hustle.
I love
Okay.
This. Can I just say, this is like, I'm mainlining you now.
Okay.
I'm loving it. And also Jordan Samuels is laughing as well.
Okay. There's like a 16-step treatment program. It's like Ranella Narcan. Okay. Speaking of Jordan Samuel, okay, the product that I think made me think very seriously about marrying Jordan Samuel, with immense respect to Ben and my husband, both very lovely gentlemen, the Aftershow body cleanser is just, I mean, there really would be no reason for heroin, because this you smell and you have somehow just moved to Sicily in the middle of your nasty little bathroom. This is so beautiful. So I have a soft spot, which will be a running theme through this nightmare, of citrus. My husband's joke, because, you know, if you're married 20 years, you're allowed to say certain things, but if it smells like dishwashing detergent, Ranella will like it. And that is a remarkably safe guidepost in terms of scents that I like. I lean very much into citrus and that sort of smell. I don't really go for florals or anything at all. Don't
Me too.
tell me anything otherwise. People have tried. God bless them. I am fully cooked. This is not going to be redone.
I'm
but this
either
product
herbal
is
or citrus, but don't give me rose. Just don't
yeah.
give me rose.
I don't. I just yeah. In fact, one of these somewhere has and I can sort of tolerate. But this is just a beautiful, beautiful product. It lathers beautifully. It's so luxurious and so just. I am unable to not be smiling when I'm showering and using this. And this can be after a very long day, after coming home from an airport. It's just this like little bit of indulgence.
That hit
And it's
happy. Yeah.
This is a nice product that I discovered actually because of the scent, because I smelled it at Target and then came to really enjoy it. And this is the Naturium Glow Getter. This is a really nice product that also just, again, because I'm a deeply shallow person, smells really good. It's not what they go by, but it has also this very nice, very light scent. If I walk out of the shower and I still smell like you, that's not good. We want to like have the experience, enjoy it, have it be fully holistic, and then kind of move about the cabin.
Also,
So
can I just say, shout out to that Naturium packaging because it's the best body wash packaging.
Oh my God,
whoa.
Because how many do you waste just spending an hour making basically what my little one gets amused because he thinks I'm making fart noises when you're trying to squeeze it out. Yeah, which by the way does nothing if not, you know, make the relaxation experience that much more. Small children giggling outside the door, wondering why you're making fart noises. Letting into a little bit too much of my instant life. This is what happens when Ranella is jet lagged. Okay, I don't know why it's in the same container. This is probably a good time for me to make my plug for Pinmple Patches. I don't really have a personal religious affiliation to any of them. Use them. They have literally changed the game for me with so many patients because they just do all of the work that I want people to leave things alone. I want people to leave things that need to heal alone. I want them to leave bug bites alone. I want them to leave pimples alone. And these are just magnificent.
Do you want just a colloidal patch or do you want actives in there as well?
Funny you bring that up. We have to go to box 14. This goes under like the lightning of pigment. I happen to really like, these are expensive. This is like you have to sell a kid. This is Zit Sticka Dark Spot Clarifying. I have it in the pigment section. There is, in fact, a pigment section. Again, I apologize. But same idea. I think that this idea that the pimple patch is meant as a substitute for seeing someone like me for a little zzz of cortisone or something is probably optimism. I would probably rather you get to one of these before you see me. I don't tend to think of them as cyst solutions. I know there are many people, respected people who disagree. I haven't seen them do amazing things. I've seen not, in fact, the opposite, but just a big old plug for, I mean, here were the first ones I ever really came to. So I have that sort of pimple, you know, they took my pimple patch virginity, if you will. So as a consequence, you know, I just am sort of attached to them. But when I ordered from like Stylovana, I now know they plug, I have no plug for them. I just know they sell legitimate stuff. I found these and these were, and I'm not going to even try to say the name because I'll do terrible, terrible things.
I can't read that, my darling.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, still can't read it.
Well, anyway, it's
talking to an old woman here, even with my glasses, and I'm not going to be able to see it.
I got nothing. So, I mean, I think that the point, there are very inexpensive ones. You can find them. They're called the Clear Spot Patch. The brand, I will spell it. Pyunkang, new word YUL, like Yul Brenner.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So they're a Korean one.
But I want to be clear. I have no religious affiliation to that either. They really are whatever's on sale. A pimple patch to me is a pimple patch. I used to, before they made them in these nice convenient circles, we used to just have people cut up bandages. Yeah. And it worked just the same. I mean, I've been sent enough videos where people are I'm literally shoving things on the floor for room here. I have been sent videos where people now take the entire hydrocolloid patch that we like put on a surgical site and like go to bed overnight and say, I do not know why someone would want to do this. First of all, I'm sorry, it is completely disgusting. I do not know why you would want to wake up and show your immediate loved ones this goop that came off of your forehead. But, you know, between you, your goop, your God bless. All right, so here are the little bonus items that I make, you know, after cleansing for therapy and fun. Here are 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on what I need. These are not needs. These are nices. I will sometimes add them in winter if I'm skiing, when I'm extra dry. You don't need these, but they have additional benefits if you like them. So these are things to like add in hydration. Josh Rosebrook, who I also learned about from Instagram, I did not know beforehand. This is a wonderful product. And again, I'm telling you, it's the smell. It is just this very like, it's not ginseng, but it has that kind of very subtle spice in the best way, kind of like, oh, hello, I can face the day. And it's hydrating beyond. This is similar. This is very much almost like a watery product. It just adds in a bunch of hydration. I actually picked this up. They didn't have this in the US. I picked this up in an airport, and now I have to, sneak it in large vats.
I love that.
I can't not say more nice things because my other like Sell a Child products from Jordan Samuel is Hydrate the Mist. Just, so nice. Just the glycerin. It's got that like cucumbery kind of business thing happening, and makes me happy. A newer one that I've recently come to, and we have a whole box devoted to things to cut out time to make your skin look good if you don't have time. This is called, and I'm going to spell it Boum, because again, I'm an old person, Boum Milk by a French brand, Violette. This product, I have a lot to say about it. It somehow magically, so it looks like milk. It really does look, in fact, like milk. And somehow I have yet to fully understand how, and I've read the ingredients, I've read her paper. I don't fully understand exactly the voodoo, but somehow as a spray, it acts as basically also a primer. You do not need primer if you use this, and it's incredible. It just leaves you really hydrated. I'm someone who, in the course of the day, on a dry day, working indoors, you can definitely see the edges of my skin if I'm wearing makeup, which I'm not a big makeup wearer, but it starts to dry. You can see it. You can see it here, especially if I'm back on a retinol. Not with this. It just makes it all go bye-bye. It's unbelievable.
She's an amazing
oh, you know her? She's an actual person.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
so she's a makeup artist that got her break on French Vogue.
Are you serious?
So nobody, and nobody can prep skin like that woman. All of her products are based on prepping skin for perfect makeup.
I'm now officially a fan. Is there some sort of support group? Because I love this woman. This is the most fantastic,
super high end.
Is it
very bougie?
Really? Wait, how much does that cost? That's not horrendous. I wrote it down. Where is it? It's like, okay, it's $64, but I mean that lasts forever.
Yeah, but the woman herself is unbelievably chic.
Oh, as a hire to bring her and do your makeup. She'll actually come and do your makeup, or is she an esthetician?
No, she's a makeup artist. She's like the French.
I'm gonna have to get married again.
She's like the French equivalent of Mary Greenwell or Charlotte Tilbury or Pat McGrath.
Oh, like that level.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, whatever she did, she put it in a jar. You can buy it for $60. It's like unbelievable, for real. Okay, new bin. What is in this bin, Ranella? Okay. These are nice things to put on after you cleanse, should you feel so inclined. I happen not to be the world's biggest vitamin C person. I don't have an ethical or religious objection. Whenever I say that, people get very upset. If you like vitamin C, knock yourself out. Go free, go wild, go into the world. But there are many options of what you can do. The two that I happen to be drawn to the most are not the cheapest, but if you are going to go, go. Summer Fridays. This was the first product of theirs that I genuinely became a believer in, like a nice, elegant product that wasn't disgusting. And I think it's because Mariana, a crew, understand about putting it under makeup, under sunscreen, that it has to really not be a standalone. Lovely product. And then this other one, because I also think this is really nice. I'm absolutely a believer. If you want C, ferulic, knock yourself out. This is not the same formula. It does have C, it does have E, it does have ferulic. This is a smaller brand, Geek and Gorgeous. I think that they are really good. They have a very nice vitamin A product, but to me, their standout product is this. I think it's just wonderful. And again, everything for me is reading my audience, of like who is sitting across the table from me, What are they willing to do? What is realistic to ask them to do? And I find that if people say, I can do 5 steps, I don't want to give them more than 3. Because realistically, you have to just understand that the more you give, the less likely you are. You're much better off getting people really committed to a couple of different things and let them develop where they want to go from there. And this is just one of those products I find that does that really well.
I have to tell you, honestly, hand on heart, Geek and Gorgeous is the brand that I wish I'd created.
It's beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful.
So
and
it's
really well done.
Yeah, so well done. I'm so impressed by that brand. And you're
fully
right.
agree.
The A-game retinaldehydes are so affordable.
I fully agree. Just a beautiful product too. 2 active products that I would say are lovely if you wanted to get a little sexier. This one I learned about from Carolyn Hirons. In fact, this is Carolyn Hirons on the box. Is this vitamin D spray, Zellen's this Power D. I had no experience with this. This is where I used to sort of tell people before niacinamide became everyone's best friend, when only nerdy people knew about niacinamide. That was the few times I would give it for people with damaged barriers. This is also slightly before the pandemic when everyone intentionally destroyed their barrier. And now what I've discovered is that this is just a lovely product that people put on as exactly what it's called, a fortifier. And it does do a nice job of that. This is probably the first of 17 times I should point out, you do not need all of this. You do not need but a small token of this. I am going through this absurd list, but I get crazy because people then go and buy 57 things. No, that's not how this is supposed to be. This is for someone who is a little raw, who is a little bit in need of extra support. Then put your money here and save it elsewhere. I'm picking on this product, but you get my basic idea. Nobody needs everything, okay? I mean, I realize that is the fundamental downfall of the influencer concept, where you see someone on and they say a word and you have to then go buy it. But it just, the reality of life is you don't need everything. Okay, oh God, we're only on 2 minutes. Okay, I gotta go. Okay, this is a very nice product because it's a few different things. It's DNA repair. It's got some very nice hydrating things. This is not inexpensive. This runs over $100, but again, it's half the fluid ounce, but it lasts.
What's the brand?
Cellular MD, Ron Moy's brand. And there's not a lot of dermatology brands I'm huge on. This is one of them. It's quite good. And I would actually say I would say this particular product, the Universal Protection Drops. If you are going to want to go nut hog happy on a single product and like drop your coin, particularly if you're not a retinoid person, this is nice. Okay. We have moved into exfoliating. All right. Since the question I get almost inevitably here is, what do I do for keratosis pilaris, which is, you know, on your tush, your thighs, especially your arms. Okay, about 50 people are writing, what is this called? So you know what I'm going to do? I am going to, when I am not psychotic rushing, I'm going to write it all down.
No, I will list them all straight after.
Oh, God love you.
Please,
okay, because
that's what I'm here for.
Oh, God. I realize I'm
way,
running like a
Zellen's
psychopath.
Power D spray for the damaged skin.
If I forget everything, everybody who is nervous, I promise you, I will come back to Instagram
and Ranella will come in afterwards and correct me if I get any of them wrong. That's why I'm here for.
If I miss anything.
That's what I'm here for.
So my 2 favorites that are easy and what have you for KP, with the understanding that KP does not have a single treatment. This is a myth, again, of social media. We are taught, and I teach the dermatologists that I train, KP can respond to a number of different things. Most people are different. It really depends on the individual person. And what you have to do is try something, give it a reasonable shot. That is not a week. You give it 4 weeks, 3 weeks. If it doesn't work, we rotate you to another category. Almost inevitably, we can manage KP. But this idea that like there's one magic product for all people is a load of nonsense. It's absolutely not true. And I would like to, if nothing else, dissuade people of that. 2 that I find good starting points, because you can approach it from an exfoliating perspective, you can approach it from a treatment perspective, you can treat it from a moisturizing perspective, just because they're easy to find, they're fairly inexpensive. CeraVe, the rough and bumpy skin, to me, this is the CeraVe standout product of them all. I think they're fine products. I am amazed now because in European pharmacies, which is like the secret that's now out to everybody apparently, the Americans running around with big shopping carts while the French women laugh at us like, we buy one thing at a time. CeraVe has shelves now in every European pharmacy, so you can find this there as well. This is also a very nice product, First Aid Beauty. the
Yes.
KP bump eraser. It actually does a very good job in the shower. Really nice price. It's 10% AHA. For reasons known only to myself that I couldn't now explain with a gun to my head, I have exfoliants in the same bin. I'm going to give you my 3 favorite exfoliants. People over exfoliate. I stand by, and I will be on my grave, that if you are on a retinoid regularly, for the great majority of people, that is fine and enough. And if you really feel like you need to do something, skin cycling notwithstanding, that was sarcasm. And I am completely toxin free at the moment, so you can see the full extent of my sarcasm. You know, once a week, twice a week, people exfoliate way more than is needed. Skin knows how to exfoliate all by itself, didn't ask for help.
I'm with you, Julian. I agree completely. I use a retinol every night. I exfoliate at the most once a week.
Like the way it works, I once made a Lego exam. Actually, it's on Instagram somewhere in my files there. There's it was literally, we made it out of Lego, of just how exfoliation works. The skin does it better than any product we can come up with. Leave it alone. Just try to stay out of its way.
Step away from the acids, people.
Oh my God.
Especially the daily acids.
Wow. Okay, so actually, I can't find it, but if you are going to do daily acid, the one I would say, which is now too far for me to reach, is, I'm pointing in a direction you can't see, is the Josh Rosebrook Daily Acid Toner. I don't think you need it daily, but if you want to. The others are Medicate. It's called Press and Glow. Very nice product. Another one that's also very nice. Again, it's a couple of, a couple of times a week. The Rene Rouleau Triple Berry. And again, we're back on smell theme. This literally smells like you're having this incredibly fresh, delicious. Yeah, this is so delicious. Okay. And then the one that I actually travel with, because it's a powder, so it's very unromantic, because the reason is because it's I'm showing you as if you can see it's a powder, but because I've been traveling, this is the Sisley Enzymatic Exfoliating Mask, because you just take it as a powder. You can put it and make it up and not have to check it in your, checking stuff, because Europe is much more horrible than the US about sneaking through with a little tiny bag where they take away stuff. So
Mind
you gotta,
you be careful putting a powder exfoliant in a tiny bag and taking it through. I don't want to see you being.
Oh my God!
I don't want to see your cavities being served.
I have a very funny story about that. I was once giving a lecture about this is to an advanced scientific audience, about the principles behind the various botulinum toxins. So I had pages and pages and pages of notes and articles all about toxins, and it lacked context. And so this man at security, I was explaining, I'm, physician, here are my credentials there, because as usual I have to over explain. And he starts looking through my bag and just silencio. Starts going through my bag and everything, and starts to see like these stacks and stacks and stacks of things on all the various things, and parts of it are like bioweapons. So here's when I learned there is airport jail. There's like a room that they take you in. So I had to go and like present myself. It was like it's another story for another day. I've lived a life, babe. Okay, you know what? I'm fast forwarding.
All I'm saying is just be careful putting those little enzymatic, grainy exfoliants in a little white baggie. That's all I'm saying.
I'm feeling you.
I will always bail you out, though, and so will Jordan, I suspect.
You're a nice lady. I just dropped the sunscreen, so we're going to have to let that one. Oh, no, I can't, because it's the one I bought from the airport to show you. This is my sunscreen bin. It's big. Okay, here we go. So sunscreen, obviously, besides cleansing, this is the thing. I'm a dermatologist, where I'm trying to, suck you into my lair here. So I'm all about sunscreens with a hidden, benefit. So how do I get you to use sunscreen? Well, I do one of several things. I try to think about your life. Are you someone who enjoys, holiday? I get you with my scent. This product is called Vacation. The entire appeal of this product is it literally smells like vacation. That is what it smells like. You smell it. I cannot even explain it to tell you that if you smell it, you're like, oh, I'm on vacation. There's somebody with little, boobie of coconuts, and this is this. And that's what it smells like. And you would be amazed how many, especially men, just because the smell is just so universally enjoyable. So much so they've just marketed this now. You can buy this as a set. Yeah. Like it hits so big. I have to be honest.
What is it, an SPF 50 spray?
This is actually an SPF 30.
Okay.
Which, you know, I'm always going to tell you to reapply. I have to tell you, just because I have small children, the version of this I've used forever, different company, not the same. I think, to me, this smells like vacation. Is called Sun Bum.
Yes.
This to me is like coconut, pineapple. This to me is almost like Hawaii. I want to smell it right now. Yeah, it's okay. Well, that one has like a little bit of liquor too. So it's like liquor in a good way. And like, just pineapple, and
it's a peanut
like there's a mango somewhere there in a beverage. There's like a frothy beverage with something. And this is, I use this on the children all the time. This is SPF 70, broad spectrum, water resistant, 80 minutes. And this is really easy to find, nice. They make a very nice lip product too. I will come back to lip because I got a lip section. If you are somebody who is going to be wanting to put on makeup and you want to forget that you're even using sunscreen, you mentioned Charlotte Tilbury, this is an utterly genius product because pretend you're not even wearing sunscreen. Just go ahead and do your makeup, my love, and you good to go.
Okay, so I do television and they put that as a primer on everybody. And it fits under makeup. It makes every skin look great. It doesn't flare under the camera lights. That's an SPF 50 primer for everybody watching there.
It is, when she says, and the amazing thing is this is American kind of like filters. This is not even like, because I'm going to show you all the stuff you can't legally get here. But this is wonderful. Yeah. It's really nice and easy, and it does a good job. All right. I literally don't have room for everything.
It's for anybody watching, I'm not a huge fan of Charlotte Tilbury skincare, but it is amazing.
I have one other Charlotte Tilbury, I think, is part of my cheat bin. Yeah, here it is. So if we make it to my cheat bin, God help us. Okay, I got to go through sunscreen. I would be bereft if I did not mention the most wonderful EV technology, fantastic, beautiful. I can use this as a primer too. I, have pretty dry skin. This is also, if you have a Wrigley toddler, give a Wrigley toddler a pouch of mousse and let them apply it and just go about your day. They will do everything. It is just fantastic. It works. It really is good. I learned from Julian that they did, extended testing. It actually does last longer. I reapply everything anyway. I trust no one. But this is a lovely, lovely concept.
Love that brand. My only question is, how do you ever work out how much to apply? But I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I have actually spent a little bit of time just kind of figuring out over the years what I need and what I do. Some of it, I hate to say, is trial and error, but the reality is, much as I told my children who, we had a day on the boat and my children are all pretty much see-through, like I am. And so there's that part of the tush under the bathing suit where like you miss the reapplying when you go back in the water, where we just had three, not the tush, but like under tush sunburns. Like I'm so proud. My dermatologic
little red bananas.
Very
under
proud,
the
proud parenting moment there. And even with anything, I try to teach them, just assume it's gone. You just have to reapply. So I think, this is, again, something that won't be very well received. I think one of my other issues is that sometimes people make this process of skincare too difficult. Like sometimes it's unbelievable that people are like, well, you can calculate this, you can calculate. I am fighting a bigger battle. Like I want people to use sunscreen. If you just used sunscreen every day, you would be so far ahead of the people who are like pouring the, buckets on the first. You have to sort of balance what people can do with like actual life and what is really happening. And I would much rather you just kept reapplying rather than focused on like, because you're not going to get it right. If with children can't get it right.
When people ask me about what is the best SPF, I say genuinely, I can recommend the ones I like, but the best SPF is the one you enjoy using, because that means you're using.
Oh my God. The one you love.
Yeah.
Dermatologist, that is the original dermatologist slogan. That literally was said to me when I was just a wee bonny lass of I mean, that has been said forever because What am I telling you? I'm telling you, go by smell. Oh, I haven't even gotten to my better tricks yet. Oh, please hold. Okay.
But can I just say, while she's doing that, go and check out the EV Technology SPFs. The mousses are a dream to apply.
If
a dream.
You are someone. So in Europe, another thing that's really big, and I know it's very big on social, I'm old and I don't like to, you know, glisten. But like the body oil is having a moment. So I am not a body oil kind of gal. If you want to look like you have body oil on, this will do it. The Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Body Mist will give you the look of like that Nukes product, which everybody under a certain age loves. Again, I do not wish to be a strobe light. I do not want any more of that on my person. I like to, you know, the other direction. So this will do that. And it's sunscreen. So I will, for the person, again, I will meet you where you're at. If you're the person who wants to have that look, forget it's not sunscreen. Let's pretend it's not sunscreen. Put it on for the shine. It will work. All right, here we go. I'm going to have to start hustling now. So other just really elegant products, because elegant is big for me. 3 core products, none of which are, oh wait, actually this might be United States. Where did I buy this? I think I got this at the airport or somewhere in Frankfurt. So I'm not even sure which one this is because my glasses aren't that good. Shiseido, this Garnier Invisible Serum, and the Beauty of Chosen. I know everyone's onto Beauty of Chosen. I actually prefer the Beauty of Chosen Sun Serum because I find it's completely like gone the moment you put it on. I mean, this is the one everybody knows about and loves, but I actually like this in serum better because it's really skincare that's just sneaking around and happens to be a brilliant sunscreen at the same time. So I put this stuff all over my body. I find that that's motivational to like, oh no, not like the naked parts, like, you know, anything uncovered, like my arms and stuff. Okay, this turned into a very different
and
kind
of Cat, all 3 of those brands are available in the UK, and I will tag them below directly after we
Yes,
finish.
ma'am. Yes,
I will lift everything, I promise.
Okay. Sticks. I love sticks because of reapplying. Reapplying is like my whole thing. The original one that got me into sort of products coming out of Asia, AHC, great value, lasts forever, beautiful product. This is the Glow by Ramon, who is a just a lovely, delicious human being. He did this product, and it shows that a chemist was like front and center in how this was made. It's lovely. It's elegant. It just has, this is going to sound right, but it almost has a beautiful non-scent. Yes. So it's really well done. My newest find, and it is possible there are none left in Turkey. I literally went to every pharmacy. So then I got stuck for an extra day and I was like, can I leave security? And I bought, so if there's any left, it's not my fault. And then I bought more in Switzerland. This is a brand, I don't know why they're not getting, in the States, they do not get love, certainly not for sun. It's called Clarins Paris Stick Invisible Sun Care Stick. Oh yeah. Now again, I have failed humanity if there are any left anywhere for you to purchase. I have now bought out Europe because I'm giving them to everyone I know. This is one of the great products I've ever experienced. I'm opening a new one for you. I do not let my children touch these unsupervised, so I want you to understand my love for you. It is this clear orange gel. You put it on and you are wearing nothing. It is the most incredible, brilliant protection. This is not a US product. These are filters that are not US filters. But I cannot tell you that this, I have carried this in my purse ever since. This is like gotten someone I may or may not be married to who may or may not have an area of balding on his head to put it on his head. I get this on ears. This is, I have no financial interest in anything, just so we're clear. My love is genuine and pure. This is, I'm, oh, okay. Do I need to finish? Because I still have bins.
Oh, no,
okay.
no. We've got another 20 minutes.
Ooh. Okay. All right. I'm going to keep going then. Another product that was just sent to me, again, I'm not someone who's terribly sparkly as a human being, but it's nice. It's the Kosas. So if you're looking for like a little bit of that glowiness kind of thing, this does a good job. Another one that does it is also the SAIE, the Slip Tint does it really nicely with a skincare product in it. And then a couple last little sunscreen tidbits. So the best American sunscreen that I think is really fantastic is this Elta MD UV Restore Tinted. This is the one I wear day in, day out on my face when I don't have European stuff available. Does a really nice job. I am very, very, very pale. I have a really lack of melanation, and it's very hard to do tints well on very fair skin. People often think that's not true. No, you look pretty damn orange. This does a really good job of it. Not the other ones of their brand, because people interchange like, well, I use this. It's the UV Restore is the one that I find is a great color match that works really, really well.
Place of makeup, don't you?
Say again?
You wear that in place of foundation, don't you?
Damn straight.
Yeah.
Okay. Other things I found in Europe to show you. People ask me all the time about reapplying. I already showed you my religious affiliation to the orange stick, which is the world's greatest product ever. But this is lovely. This I think I got in, again, I've been in like, it's in Swiss. So this must have been nice Swiss. I've been everywhere this summer. So this is Garnier Over Makeup reapplying. This is lovely and very reasonably priced. This was like about 12 American dollars and lovely. This you can put on a full face of makeup and go about your business. Another good American product that's very, very nice because it has some enzymes in there that actually help with sun damage. This is oh, actually, this is not American. This is Spanish, but you can get this in the U.S. This is the Erafotona Actinica is a nice product as well. I've got two more here. Oh, one more that I found that is also a beautiful scalp product. This was not a brand I had a lot of experience with. It's called Ultra Sun.
Yes.
Oh, this is lovely. Also not too, this wasn't cheapy cheap. This was about 19 American dollars, but this is
that's
beautiful.
The best partin and scalp SPF on the market.
Oh my.
I put it into the Times for that reason. It's amazing.
You shake it and
it doesn't make the hair greasy.
Nothing. It almost functions the way people use like a dry
shampoo.
It is so beautiful. I was totally foreign to this one. I'm telling you, on my pharmacy tour of North America, outside North America, aka my vacation, this was like the best stuff. I've got two more and then we go to a new bin. Lips. Nobody remembers lips. So I've got two. The easy one to find is Lip Screen Sheer, which is the Super Goop American product. This is new to me. I think I'm too old. I think I'm outside the demographic. It's an Australian product, but because so many people now under a certain age want lip oil, this is called Naked Sundays Lip Oil. And it really does what it's supposed to do. It's literally a lip oil, but it's an SPF 50. Yeah. Which is nice. And then this I bought by accident, but is a secretly wonderful product. Again, wrong bin, but hey, this is called Saint-Tropez Self Tan. Yeah. It is a facial tan spray. I have a very, very bad and torrid relationship with self-tanners. I have yet to find one where I do not look like I am somehow having a liver that is in deep failure. So I accidentally bought this because I thought it was a makeup setting spray. Again, I was, overtired and everything. This is a self-tanning spray that doesn't feel like a self-tanning spray. You put it on and you know how you go, maybe it's just me. You know how you go to bed and you've sprayed something on and you like go to bed and then it just kind of looks like you've just sort of pigment, you've wrinkled your self-tanner. Yeah, I don't know how it does it, what it does. This is some genius chemist. This goes on and you wake up glowy. So between this and the Ulta one from before, look what I look like. I have not slept. I've been flawless. But I'm trying to tell you, I'm like, and this product, so it's called Saint-Tropez Natural Glowing Skin, and it smells, it doesn't smell like self-tanner. Let's, it has a good personality. Let's call it that. But it's very harmless. My husband will come near me if I'm wearing this, which is another marital issue with skincare in the bedroom. But this does not smell terrible, and you look, lush and delicious. All right, I'm on bin like 17. She's right. All right, what's next? Oh, retinoids pigment. All right, what do I have here time-wise? Where am I? This is retinoids, brown and red. Should we do that, or should we go to moisturizer?
No,
or eyes?
Retinoids. Go on.
Retinoids. Okay, retinoids is a short list. Would you like to know why?
Why?
Because I compound my own. So you can actually get a lot of dermatologists to do this. I had a very hard time with retinoids getting anything on me. I just took me years. That has changed because, so the reason I say that is, when I was sort of training, you had Retin-A Micro and that was it. We didn't have all this fun, sexy stuff like we have now. So as a consequence, we sort of just got very good at teaching people how to figure out how to make that work. So I am pretty goddamn expert at making pretty much anyone who wants to use Retin-A figure out how to do it. I can really get you there. It may take us 18 months. It may take a lot of emotional support and wellness, but we can get you there. So I've never been a huge sort of over-the-counter one. The two exceptions to that, if you're going to go over-the-counter, I know you love them like I do, because Marcia Kilgore said, the Beauty Pie Super Retinol is in a class of its own. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful product. Not the hand one. I'm sure that's fine, but I accidentally got that one. It's not the one. I mean the face one. It's beautiful. It's a bargain. And then, of course, because how do you talk skincare, not talk Carolyn Hirons? This is beautiful stuff. They sent me this.
Is that the stronger
product.
retinaldehyde one?
This is number 2. But I've been on retinoid since, 365 years ago. So I'm not a starting person. There are other brands. SkinCeuticals does a very nice retinol in the States. Medik8 does a reasonably good retinol. There are choices. I am of the belief that if you're gonna do it, and let me now make a lot of people in this business very angry, I am not a believer in these, have somebody do it over the computer, write you a prescription. If you can get to see someone like me, if you can do telehealth, it's just, let me put it this way. If you're gonna do one of these services where they send it to you, just be smart about it. Understand when they're compounding it for the larger mass audience, it's to keep people mainly from being irritated. So the strengths you're talking about can be quite low. Yeah. And so when they say it's not working or it's not doing much, well, there's a reason for that, right? So I'm a believer of try to get to someone like me if at all possible. See a professional. That's to me the one time, if you're going to save a couple of dollars up, go have a visit with a great esthetician. Go see someone like me and just have that conversation. Sit for 45 minutes and just say, talk to me about skincare, and do that. That to me is a better investment than buying all the crap and figuring it out backwards. But I digress.
It's very interesting because my opinion of all those services where you go online and you send in your pictures and you don't actually speak to somebody, and I have a lot of people really highly irritated by those services.
Oh, wow. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. Well, all I know is you're probably right, because I can tell you that I've talked to so many dermatologists. I give a lecture, sort of, thousands of people in the audience. And I mean, I asked that question of how many people have seen these folks in their offices because they're irritated to the nth. And I don't know, when you get in trouble, I guess you don't call that same person again. You don't go back and call them. You actually want to go see a doctor. So it's like, well, why not start in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, they're popular in the UK because we just don't have enough dermatologists. That's the problem in the UK.
I don't think anyone has enough dermatologists, but I think there are ways to
manage them.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I was just told it's 14 months. If you call up my office and say you want to come see me, there's ways to cheat around that. You be nice to my people in my office. This idea people have that you should yell at my staff. Never yell at anybody. Like, be nice. They have all the power. I can't add anyone to the schedule. I can't do anything. I don't even know where the computer passwords are anymore. And so they will help you. We will help. We're nice people. We really do want to help. And I think a lot of offices are like that. And if you go in and you're just front and center, such as it were, pigment. I have to give another plug because the other product of Sophie's that is just fantastic is this one. And Jordan makes one too. It's the Mandelic, the unloved, acid, the really underrated acid. Beautiful product for clearing pigment. The other two, I have not tried it, but I've heard very good things about Shireen Idris's the Major Fade. I've not, but I've had a couple patients who've really liked it. So I will report back when I've used it. Pigment isn't my thing. I fight red, so I don't try as much. So I have a lot of people in step. Here's the one I had never heard of. Someone sent it in a box, and someone in my office tried it, and to this day is now the evangelist. It's called April Skin Vitamin Ace Brightening Serum.
Never heard of it.
Know nothing about them. All I know is that if we talk pigment, she will bring people to show the spot before the picture and the spot after. So we've given this to a few people. It's great. Who do that they do? I don't know, because it's not that uniquely different, and yet it is. I mean, we have other things with ascorbic acid, we have other things with panthenol. this complex seems to be a good one. I've given it to people of multiple melanation levels and just gotten really good feedback. Why does the stuff that works never kick on TikTok or on Instagram? It's like, okay.
Oh no, it's always
redness is a big category because that's my own personal little, you know, that is my punishment from God. So here is the stuff that I really think is great. This I learned about a million years ago. Oh God, we haven't even gotten to moisture. Oh my God, you don't have this kind of time.
Redness, and then we've got moisturizer.
Well, moisturizer is a whole other bin. Okay, so this is redness. So I learned about this from one of the other great treasures of social media. He is just wonderful, James Welsh, who makes me laugh all the time, and just
him and his brother. Yeah.
And oh my, they do them together, and you could literally like pee because it is so funny, which probably is another medical problem. But anyway, he told me about this, which was the Dear Claire's Midnight Blue Calming Cream, which as a step either in lieu of moisturizer or as a step prep for it, really does bring down the red. I put that in the same category, and this is becoming increasingly impossible to find, the Rosaliac.
Yeah.
These
There's
two products.
Something's going on with that Rosaliac range.
For years, because I call them and they'll tell me and I don't get. So I have found it in some places and not others. So maybe it's not kosher. I don't know. I actually know people at I should call. But anyway, this you can totally find, and it's wonderful. And bless you, James, because this has brought things down. This would be another good time also for me to make mention of. So this is actually in the serum department, but it just does such a good job for red that it's wonderful. This is called Deliverance from Dew. This is Charlotte Palomino's company, the most beautiful, wonderful Charlotte Palomino, my friend. But this is a wonderful product that does exactly that. If you use it as serum before your moisturizer, it also brings down the red. It's just very calming, very soothing. I then have this I think everybody knows about already, the Dr. Jart Tiger Grass. I tend to avoid green things because I don't know, I just look green. I don't know, I maybe I don't put it on well, but the green things make me green, which isn't a look. This is something I discovered. I don't, again, know because the ingredients themselves don't really add up to being the synergy that this is. Somebody sold their child to the devil for this. This is called the Hero Rescue Balm. Put this on something red and just, you know, go freely about the cabin. This is unbelievable.
Who's that?
I don't even understand.
Is that Indeed Labs?
This is Hero Cosmetics. Hero, okay. She says, trying to understand how lenses work. This stuff, first of all, this tube, which is teeny, lasts, you know, until you die. And then it's panthenol again, as if B6 is somehow so fantastic. I don't know what this is. You put this on a red spot and just say goodbye. If you're feeling really hot and bothered, find yourself one of the pimple patches, put the tiniest dab on, the less than you think you need, put the pimple patch over it, and go get married. That's unbelievable. I've given that to brides. And then I've got two more from the Fake It department. Again, I don't like green, but makeup artists have given this to me, and it does work for someone who's red like me. It hides things well.
So that is Makeup Forever. What's the name of the product?
This is called the Redness Corrector Primer.
Okay.
And then I'm pretty sure I've heard you talk about this because they're a Korean company, but they're actually like a French company. This is really good too. It's called CC. This is also really good. I originally learned about them totally by accident, but when BB creams became the thing, this is one of the few brands you could find. And I sort of followed them into CC and never left it. This does a very nice job.
Clever.
I find that this actually is better than this because it's more elegant.
I agree. Yeah.
So, I mean, but
it's
this is for some
perfect hybrid of Korean skincare and French makeup artistry. It's very clever.
Absolutely perfect thing to say. That's exactly right. All right. She moves gently the moisturizer bin over. Oh, what did we drop? Okay. Here we go. All right. Of course, I was traveling, so got to give props to Embryolisse because you take this with you. It'll take off your makeup. It'll do whatever. This is like an all-in-one. That is a liquid. You can do this too. She says, looking. You can also do this too with like the Vaseline balm or the Aquaphor balm. I'm a little biased. I actually like one that's a little bit old school. God help us. I got this at TJ Maxx, which is, to you, it's TK Maxx, I think. Yeah. So in America, it's TJ Maxx. This is called Bag Balm, which is, I kind of like it a little bit better, largely because I think it was the first skincare thing my future mother-in-law that ever gave me. This actually has lanolin in it. So tread softly if you have allergies. I just find, because again, for travel, because all I've been doing for the last 6 months is traveling, because it's a stick, I'm a big fan of sticks. Anything that I can sort of take on the plane, not have to think about, I'm a big fan of. Oh God, moisturizer. I must now invoke a celebrity. I wasn't intending to, but they sent this and I tried it. And you know something? I've given this to a few people. It's actually nice. It's called The Outset.
Yes.
So somebody famous did this. I don't know who. But
Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, there you go. And she's cute. So this is also, it's just really light. So people say I can't wear moisturizer. It's like very airy. It's like really nothing.
Yeah.
And yet it's really hydrating. So when I have people who really don't want, I'm going to show you my favorites for like oily and all that stuff too. But this is just a really nice light moisturizer. So if you're someone like in the summer who doesn't want something heavy, it's actually a nice product. Okay, obviously do, because you must do your do. We're back to Aveeno because it's $9 and it's fantastic. But again, calm and restore. It's not like Aveeno, and I actually like the Aveeno pink. I like it for red. This is really lovely for almost everyone. And if we're in that department, we have to just say, because so many people say I'm oily, I can't. No, our brilliant friends, the chemists, have come up with all these wonderful hybrid products, these like gel creams that they speak to you, my oily combination friends. And the two that are probably the most easily to find are Neutrogena and Aveeno. They're gel cream equivalents. They're really lovely. Okay, she continues. Obviously, the Big Daddy, if you want to spend the money, I encourage you to, because it's wonderful. I bring it skiing every time, is Triple Lipid. I think there are many people who fake, no, they're the original. Sometimes you stay with the original because it's just better. Another great product that I've used for a really long time, this is a personal recommendation that I recommend forever. Again, First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair. Beautiful, beautiful product. Does exactly what it says it's going to do, which is not nothing. We're back to my other La Roche-Posay, which is the Toleriane Double Repair. Yep. Again, another nice, elegant, you can find it product. Obviously, I would not be allowed to speak in dermatologic circles if I didn't bring Aquaphor to the table. It really does do everything. Use it for your cuticles, use it for everything you want. If you have a baby and the baby has a tush, which one would hope, that's what goes on it, period, end of discussion. I am now going to show you, remember we talked about scent? This is super yummy. This is the Summer Fridays body lotion, and it smells, it smells nice. It smells, it's like, I don't know. It's kind of like a little citrus and a little bit like, I don't know, a new baby powder kind of smell, which sounds kind of gross, but yet isn't. I don't know. It's really nice. So do you need to spend the money on it? No. Should you? Because it'll make you moisturize? Yeah. Because you know, what's it? You're worth it. Okay. Obviously, Vanna Cream is the greatest thing of all time. Need not say more. Laneige also gets a plug. Also wonderful. This actually, they don't really call it a gel cream. They call it oddly a sleeping mask, which I yet to have no idea what that means. But it's a moisturizer and it's fantastic. Couple quickly is, okay, this is fantastic. This is how I got children to put on moisturizer. Spray Aquaphor. This is unreal and wonderful. It is literally spray Aquaphor. So it's all the wonderful things, but not, you know, goop. Like, because once your baby's tushy is no longer immediately accessible to you, hand them this, because this will get them to moisturize after showering, and it really is wonderful, and it works, and it's just lovely. I don't know if you can, I buy this in the States. I don't actually know where you can buy this, but worth looking out for.
We have a Neutrogena one that is really, really
brilliant.
Similar. Okay.
While we're at it, my all-time favorite body lotion, this is forever and ever and ever and ever, is Eucerin. And it is important that I say it's the advanced repair. Now they've gotten cute, and there's like Ultimate Repair and Happy Repair and Dave's Repair and Dave's Sister's Repair. No, advanced repair with urea. This is the one to look for. Now, if you're like me, you know, leave it in the cabinet long enough with friends and it makes babies. So you have foot cream, urea, You have hand cream, urea.
Yeah.
This one I think is actually urea and glycerin because hello. This is brilliant. I have the driest skin on God's green earth, and this is like the triumvirate of the gods. I found this. This is in German, so who knows where I found this. A lot of airports this summer. But this is unbelievable. This is actually their specific urea repair foot cream.
So good.
Oh, so good.
I think it's 20. Is it 20%?
This is 10% urea. Well, people know that urea is based on the percentage because urea, which really wasn't getting love for a long time. I think it's finally starting. Derms have loved urea since forever. Before I was a derm. The thing about urea is what's amazing about it is that it really relates to, so it's a humectant and an exfoliant, and it really depends on how much of it you're talking about. So low dose urea, and depending on who you talk to, that can be anywhere like 0, some say 5, some say 10. It's not going to exfoliate. It's really going to function as humectant. Keep going, 10, 20, 30%. That's what you're going to find in stuff like this.
Keratolytic. It's so good.
Even higher, like 30. So if you're like someone like me, I'll write a prescription for, if I'm feeling really pop happy, 50% if I have someone I need to cut through a thick nail. We use urea in the office all the time. It's so wonderful. I don't know why it is not as maybe because people think of urine. They really are not the same thing. No, but I mean that's like it's just they're not the same. I mean they're just really different.
It's the best for feet.
It's amazing. And if you're like a smart dermatologist, I literally this stuff is just like gold. And then the last entry into the moisturization. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. I don't know why that was in the wrong category. That was in eyes. Can you imagine? Why would it be in eyes? Okay, so this other really wonderful stuff. This is newer, and she's brilliant, and this is great stuff. This is from a company called Experiment, and it's called Super Saturated. Have you heard of this?
No.
This is 30% glycerin. So this is like, I've gone skiing, and I'm like, dry in the very spot below my goggles and above, whatever I remember to wear around my mouth. And like magic beyond, you put this on and it is just unbelievable. Caveat, this is how much, because it's sticky, as 30% glycerin would be. But I mean, so one of the tricks that I tell people to do with this, after you wash your face, before you go skiing, put this on a very lightly damp face. The stickiness goes away because of that, and I just don't get as dry. Like this lasts me the whole day. This stuff is genius. This is called Super Saturated by Experiment, Lisa's company. This is really, really smart. Also just a really smart CEO and all those good things. All right, I have another bin of eyes and tricks, and that's it. Do we have time?
Ooh.
We're way late.
We are way late. I think we'll probably leave it there, but
okay.
May I ask you, if you do have the time sometime in the next week, you might want to come in a caption and just add your favorite eye products. Yeah?
Eye and tricks.
Ooh.
I have 2 tricks. Let me give you 2 tricks really fast.
Give me the tricks.
Okay. So this is a plug only because
Ranella, turn a trick for
it's
me.
Dinner, please. So I was gonna say, this is someone I met also on Instagram, but just because a lot of people, when I make recommendations, come back and say, you were right about the citrus thing. I just need to give this because this is Christophe Delamel, who is on Instagram, and this is their product. I have no financial interest in it. Smile and Shine. It is the most pure citrus fragrance. It is going to Sicily and they cut open a blood orange. It is, I cannot describe to you the joy of this, and he is just a brilliant science-minded perfumer. So this is the newest thing. This is from your neck of the woods, and I have to say I have given this to 1,000 patients, and it's not super easy to find in the US. I had to buy this in your neck of the woods. This is from Trini, London, a product called Miracle Blur. Do you know this?
Yes, of course.
Oh dear God. Oh, so I'm not telling you. Oh, so this is not a good secret for you. This is for anyone who's seeing me who wants to get, oh, I didn't even give you my glow trick. Oh, I have so many tricks. But this is really amazing because if you have anything that's an uneven textural thing, it's basically spackle. I mean, that's really the only way to describe it. It's clear spackle.
It's a silicone that basically fills in all of the imperfections of the face. Originally, the technology was originally created by Clinique. They used to have a product called pore minimizer.
Yes,
and Benefit
they do.
Benefit have one as
Other
well
people make this.
called
There's like
Professional.
15 of these.
Yeah.
There's about 15. This just happens to be the nicest one I found. It lasts a long time. It's a nice little tin. This is just a wonderful product. I have a ton of patients who are using this.
I think you're the master of the no makeup look. That's what it is. It's really clever. The Elta MD, a little bit of Trini. It's that dream, isn't it?
Well, the last then is this.
Charlotte.
Oh, I got two more. She's not gonna let here. Wonder Glow and this, which I don't even know what this is called. This is called something. I don't know what this is. Star Glow. So these are, if you don't want to wear makeup and you don't do the thing that all the 19-year-olds doing makeup on TikTok do, which is you make yourself glow, which looks great on camera, but terrifying in person. I speak from authority. These, after you put on your foundation or after you put on your tinted sunscreen, you take the tiniest bit of this, or take this. The other one that is like this, that's easier to find, is the NARS. It's called the NARS Illuminator in Copacabana is the specific product. And take 2 drops of it and add it to your foundation. It will make you look as if I have given you a peel. It is like Fraxolable for a date. Obviously, it doesn't last. You wash it off, but you can get it with the Wonder Glow, which is also Charlotte Tilbury. So there I am with Charlotte Tilbury. This one is the one I've used a lot. Star Glow. There are others, but these are kind of the 2 that I default to a ton, and they all achieve the same thing, which is just giving you that. Again, I mean, I am 7 hours ahead and I'm a mess and I have no anything on. I'm sitting in daylight, but I don't have, and it's just, it gives you like a glowy look, like you have really great skin. You've gotten a peel from me.
You have got really good skin. Can I just say that?
Wouldn't it be bad if I didn't? Look what I do for a living.
That's true. That's very true, right?
What if, I don't know. I just
talk about judging a book by its cover, right? And can I say,
walking,
I've never done a live that has so many amazing tips.
I'm sorry.
Stuck in.
You provided no parameters, woman. You said things you liked. I could be here until Thursday. There's like 4 bins there. I didn't even get to that far away bin.
I will try and list everything below, but Ranella will come in as soon as she gets the time in a few days' time and maybe correct any of them if I get them wrong. And she will also add her eye products as well.
Oh, one more. This is the only last one, I promise. This is, I'm not a makeup artist. Katie Jean Hughes, I love with all more than life itself. Do not yell at me. This is brilliant. Instead of a patient who's a makeup artist turned me on to this. It's called Soft Scalp Transforming Skin Perfector. Instead of translucent powder, you put this on, and it does the same thing. Makeup by Mario.
Oh, yes.
This is so good. I'm wearing this now. This just, you can use this if you don't know how to do contour because you're an idiot like me. This is just pretty idiot proof. And, the idiot has spoken. But it basically just does it all for you together. Oh, my God. And this is not horrendously expensive at all. And because the Kosas Cloud Powder, which is the greatest of all such powders, has anyone ever made it through a whole one of those without dropping it on the floor and losing 2/3 of it? Oh, just me? Okay. Well, this one is smart enough to be flat. I break them. And I get really annoyed when I, spend the money and then I lose 2/3 of it on the bathroom floor. This is like, just someone did like a moment for good packaging. This is just so good. And
is that a cream or a powder?
This is a powder.
Is it?
And you know what? I think it's what they try to do with the Givenchy, which I have in my secrets thing also, where, they mix the 4 colors and give you that translucent powder. That's fine. I don't know. I'm with this one because it gives you almost that sun glow, but covers. And it's real. This is the light. It comes, I think, in like a light, medium, dark. If ever there was an awful bit of turn of phrase there, no, it's God. But you substitute this instead of translucent powder. And it is really like a religious experience because you just wind up looking, great.
Oh, I'm going.
And he has
I'm going straight down to Sephora as soon as I can. It's the only place in the UK we can get that.
I'm not sure you can get it a lot of places here. I think you can get it Sephora here too.
We only have one Sephora in London. Well, in the whole of the UK, so
that's unacceptable.
I know. Completely.
Really, I mean, people are protesting many things. What are the writers? This is what they should protest. But yeah, this is. I love this because it's so idiot proof, and again, tested by the cardinal idiot. You can really just give yourself a glow in lieu of translucent powder because that's the amazing thing about this. It sets, but it somehow magically does it by making you. And I want to be careful because to me, I hear the word glowy and I cringe.
Yes, I
because something
agree.
I have noticed as a phenomenon, and of course I blame the entire Kardashian family, is I will see these beautiful women in consult and they come in and they are wearing, I don't know when it became a thing that we literally go on with a spackle of makeup. Like people are come see me. Where by definition, you're taking it off, lady. Like, I am not your target demo. Why are you dressed up to see me? Like, what? You come to see me when you look terrible. You don't show me you. So these people come in their contour, and God bless someone who is 16 years old and knows how to contour. I mean, like right there, that's a graduate degree. But the point being that these people are covered in so much stuff. And I understand because it looks nice here when people do it, when they film.
Good
but
IRL.
in the real world, you look like an idiot. I mean, this idea, well, no, you just kind of look sick and you just look like, you're sweating it's not a good look. So, I mean, the idea that there are things that can do it in a very quiet way, I love. But yeah, that's my thing. My patients know that the ultimate compliment for me is that nobody knows I was there.
Yeah, I know. I agree completely. What you want is you want to be able to have skin that's good enough. So you need the minimum in life.
Exactly.
And the irony is that all those girls wearing all that makeup, their skin is at the best it's ever going to be.
Best it's ever going to be. Most people who I see wind up using less products in all senses, makeup, skincare, And again, part of that is because if historically, we've learned this from you guys. We do not do this well in the States. In the States, historically, if you look at the history of skincare and makeup, it was always about coverage. We were always taught, if you think of women of a certain age, all of us had the same first makeup experience, which was going and buying something. Whereas in Europe, it was much more about the transition of like your mom learned from your grandmother, taught you about skincare, talking about prevention. It's just a diametrically different approach. And it's not good. The States, we just don't do it as well. And the idea that people are catching on that you can do less is genius.
Yeah. I mean, also, I think it's very interesting, isn't it? Because I think as a generation now, people under 30 there's so much makeup available. The market is saturated. People are wearing far too much. And I'm just like, step back and
No, I mean, so one of the projects that I'm so much into deep right now is along those same ideas. I mean, I think I'm such a believer that technology that we have in the office is like the missing link, because there's so much I can do in the office. And there's this idea that has somehow perpetuated. And I mean, companies obviously don't do anything to stop this idea, but skincare and makeup will get you, and it can't, and it shouldn't, because otherwise why pay me anything? That's one of the main things that we're really trying to do with this project is bring some of that technology to the user, because that's, I think, the door that is going to open and then just change how we view the entire space.
When you're ready to tell me more about your projects, you just slide into my DMs and do another live.
Yeah, no, we are. That is a project I've had on the back burner that I've played with for years, and I had been working on something else, and then some opportunities came up. So now both of them have sort of happened at the same time, which is why I disappeared under the face of the earth, because
people are asking for you back already, and we haven't even finished with the first one. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you so much for having me. You're such a doll.
Follow this woman. She is an absolute superstar. She really is. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I'll be here for another hour listing them all up now.
I'm sorry.
Don't be daft. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.